Hello people, you're welcome. We'll be using CSS animation to spin a circle. Actually, we'll just be learning the basics of CSS animation today so that we'll be able to work with it and make our website more stunning and beautiful. I'll be working with the basics, and you could build on those basics and get more conversant with CSS animation. So let's dive in. First thing first, we'll create our folder. Create a new folder which I'll name animation. Good. And then I'll open my code editor. For me, I'm using VS Studio Code. Any code editor you are using should be very much good for this job. Add to for our workspace. So we'll create two files, HTML and CSS file. So I'll name it anime.html. Then the next one, anime.css. Perfect. Now I'll do shift 1, click enter, tab, okay, alt Z to wrap it up. Okay, we have this HTML syntax which was written by VS Code for us, and then I'll link my CSS file with a link attribute. Do anime.html. No, sorry, anime.css, and save. Let's open this in our browser. Okay, I think it's working perfectly. Okay, we'll choose anime.html. Now let's go to work. First thing first, we'll create a div with a class box in our box. Good. Save that. Let's go to CSS. Then we'll call it out. Let's give it a background color of black. Good, I think we should be able to see it now. Okay, let's come here and see. Alright, I think it's showing now. Next thing, we should border radius. Well, let's use border top right radius 50%. Fresh. Good. So now the next thing we'll do for CSS animation, we'll create, this is the syntax, keyframes. Then we'll give the animation a name. So for this, we'll name it spin. You could give it any name you want. Good. Then from this one does not vary, but spin varies. You could give it a name, but this is the syntax. Then curly brackets, then from and to. I mean, from what position to what position do you want your element to move? So for me, I want it to rotate. First of all, let me center align this, margin, auto, and margin top 100 pixels. So we save and come here. Good. So now I want this to rotate. So I'll use transform and rotate. So let's say from 0 degrees we want it to rotate from, then down to, let's just copy this instead of writing it all over again, tab and Ctrl V, and we'll round it all over to 360 degrees. Let's save. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, nothing happens yet because there's a syntax for it. So we'll go into this place, and then we use animation name. So the name here is what we gave it here. So what we actually call here, that's what we'll be fixing here. So we call it spin. That is our animation name. Tells you that every instruction in this keyframe, that's what we'll be applying to this box. So the next thing, let's save and let's see if it runs. It don't run. It don't rotate 360 degrees. Okay. So what next? We have to give it a duration before it runs. So animation duration, let's say we want it to run for 10 seconds. Want the time it takes to go from 0 degrees to 360 degrees to be 10 seconds. And let's save and let's come and refresh our browser and see. Alright, moves 60 degrees in 10 seconds and it's off. Beautiful. Our animation is now working. So let's come here and do something like, we have another syntax for animation iteration count. So we can tell it to go for 4 times. Let's go 4 times and let's refresh. Now it will roll 4 good times. Let me reduce the seconds so that it won't take much of our time. 3, Ctrl S, then let's roll it up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4th time, and then it will stop. Good. So it tells you that it should run for 4 times. Now we can put something like infinite for it to keep running forever. So if we refresh this, it just keeps running and running and running and running. So now the next thing we can also do with this is the direction. Animation direction. So we can use, you see, alternate, reverse, normal, and reverse. So we can use all this. Normal is the default, that means it goes from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. But if we put reverse, let's try reverse and say save, and let's come. So now it goes back. It takes it from 0 degrees is like, from 60 degrees is like it's returning backwards to 0 degrees. So that is reverse. Or we can use something like alternate. To go front. It alternates between normal and reverse. Let's refresh it. I didn't refresh it, that's why it wasn't working. So it goes front and then it goes back. That is alternate. So these are syntaxes for animation. Now there are much more to this, but I won't be working with all for now. You could go and learn them out, but these are the basics. So start with this and then move forward. We have also something like animation delay, which tells you that run after 3 seconds, run after 4 seconds. But I will not be using that here. An animation delay, or let's just try it. Let's still try it. Animation delay. Let's look for that. Good. So we can say run after 3 seconds and let's save. So if we refresh, it wouldn't run until 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, and it runs. So that is animation delay. So we'll not be using this for now. Let's make our circle, our object completely circled. S. Good. It's completely circled. Now we wouldn't know if it's rotating because it's black. So let's use linear gradient. So we'll change this to image. Then we'll say linear gradient. Let's say we want it to go for 100 degrees. So we want it to be red, green, blue, black. Okay, let me just add more colors to that. Black, and let's say yellow. And let's see, let's refresh this. Okay, so you apply. So now we can see all the colors. It doesn't look that nice. Don't worry about it. So it doesn't look that nice, but we can see now it's rotating. It's actually spinning forward and backward, forward and backward. But you don't have to write this like this. You can use something different. So you can just put animation, and then the first thing we can do is the name. So write spin. Then no, there's no comma. The second thing, you can put the duration. So let's say 4 seconds. Then the other thing you could do, you could put it's step by step actually. So the iteration count, I just put a comma. Iteration count. So let's say let it go infinite as we put. And then let's say for direction, let it go alternate still. Good. So let's save and let's refresh. You see it's still working the same way. So this is the shorthand method for writing animation syntax. So there is more to animation to this, but this is the basics. Start from here and grow. Now thank you so much for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed this video and you learned something from here, don't fail to subscribe to this video. Please subscribe. Click that subscribe button. It won't take you much. Just click on the subscribe button.